So, welcome to another meet and event here with the Women's Circle. And I'm so delighted to have some special guests today. And we also have a special guest expert who will come in to further support our niche and our special events and programs that we're offering. As you know, I'm Jennifer. I'd like to kind of just go through. Officially, for those that won't be here, each individual. And what we normally do is we introduce ourselves, what we do. So we do that meet and greet kind of format, and then we share a win that we've had, something that we are really excited to share that's gone well, and then we also take a moment to ask our community how our community can support you. So if there's a particular event that you're hosting or a problem that you're having, this is a good chance for you to ask in community, because you'd be amazed at what kind of really great synergy and energy comes out in our circle in terms of how we can support you. So don't be shy. This is your chance to get the support from some really amazing, talented individuals. And it might not even happen in Circle. It could happen a week or two later, for example, for those people that are catching up on the videos as well. So stay tuned. That could also happen. You might have an email from someone saying, hey, I got something for you. So keep that in mind. Okay, so let's get started with the top left. That would be Amanda. So feel free to introduce yourself, what you do, what your amazing gifts are to the world that you share, a win and an ask. Feel free.
So I'm Amanda. We'll see if I can remember all of that. Um, my biggest win right now is I'm in the process of building a regenerative farm so that I can teach how to actually farm on the land in an ecosystem sort of way. So what we do here will include annuals and perennials, and I'm going to have like awesome little microclimates of different sorts of things growing all over the place. I'm working on my kitchen garden right now, and just getting to have this space has been the biggest deal. I have 25 acres to play with. And what I'm working on right now, because I call myself the activated earth. I work in the physical and the metaphysical. So the farm is the physical thing, and then the nature connection part is the metaphysical piece, and actually working with earth's energy. And what I'm working on right now is creating a summit around utilizing the quantum energy that is generated by the earth, and how we get to create with that, and so that we can create rapidly instead of it taking so long. So my ask would be, if you know anybody who might be an awesome speaker, who has helped others, is teaching, or has experienced an amazing leap in their life because of what they did, as far as following their heart and trusting that, and then just not taking no for an answer. So if you know anybody like that who might want to be part of my summit, I would love to meet that person. And even if they're not really somebody who would be a good speaker, I still want to meet that person. I still want to meet that person. I want to hear their story, and we're stronger together. So did I cover everything?
You did. You shared a win, which is amazing. Your 25-acre, I'm going to call it magical solution to so many problems for this planet. And you definitely had an ask, and we're just so honored to be able to share that on this platform. Thank you, Amanda, for being here and sharing this exciting news, because there's so much goodness to come. And I'm sure the other ladies are thinking right now, because I know their backgrounds, and I already know they're going to be excited to hear what you already hear, what they just heard. So thank you so much for your share. And does anyone, maybe we can revisit how we can support her after everyone's introduced themselves, just to be timely. So if you do have a way to support Amanda. You can feel free to add it into the chat for starters to just be timely. And also we'll revisit each other sort of like a follow-up after everyone's done their asks and shares and so forth. Is that okay with everyone? Super, super. Okay, super. So let's move on to Miranda, please. So share who you are, what you do, a win and an ask, please.
Well, I am a podcast host and a pet care safety specialist. I focus on providing information and education to people with pets and people who work with pets to help them to understand the animals better, help to respect them and have more compassion for them. And our podcast is about exposing the truth, science, and spirituality of pet care. So we combine both the science and spirituality aspect of it. And I also have my own side part where I also do educational services and talks. And I'm still kind of working towards what else I'm going to be offering in that. I've been focused more on the podcast aspect of it. But I also am a podcast launch support and research specialist. So I am now supporting people who have a mission to share their knowledge that, that they want to support the world in some way, and they want to get their message out there and be able to reach their audience more easily. So I support people to create a podcast and get their message out there, as well as the back end part of it too, where there is the continual aspect of organizing the information, gathering research and that, so that there's always content ready to talk about for each episode.
Super exciting. If you had an ask, what would it be right now?
I would say my main ask right now would be, if you know somebody who has a mission-based business and has maybe been considering starting a podcast or is looking for another way to get their message out there, to let them know about what it is that how I can serve them and how I can support them.
And do you have a particular win that you wanted? I mean, what you've done is obviously a win, but is there a particular recent win that you'd like to share as well?
Oh, there's been a few actually. One is that rescue organization in Ukraine that you had told me about has been booked. We are interviewing them tomorrow. So
that is phenomenal. I'm going to cry. That's beautiful. There's a backstory to this. Oh, good job, Miranda. I'm so proud of you. Oh.
Another one is I did a little change on my Alignable account so that it's more focused on the podcast, because just so you know, I kind of transitioned where I was kind of offering general virtual assistant services, and then I decided to narrow down and focus specifically on offering podcasting services. And so I changed my label things, whatever you call it, on my tags on Alignable. And then I got invited to join a podcasting group on Alignable. So I went in there and I looked at a few of the posts, and I ended up finding out about a site that is a matchmaking site that matches guests with hosts. And that was a couple of days ago. This morning when I went into my emails, there was already like 5 emails with potential interest as being a guest for my show. And then as well, there's another site that was shared as well. That's like a sponsorship program, and it's also like a matchmaking program. So that one I still have to look into and register. So I don't know what's going to happen with that, but that's another potential win coming up.
I'm doing the jazz hands. That's phenomenal news. Thank you so much for sharing that. That is really exciting. Wow. Wow. Way to go. Again, 4 weeks of lots of amazingness. That's incredible. Thank you for your share. So again, if there's any ways to support her, we'll revisit that afterwards. I'm just checking, being the timer, so we're at 5:18, so we're doing good for time. That's perfect. Ira, it's your turn. Feel free to share your amazing gifts with our group, and share a win if you like, and an ask. We'd be really, really excited to support.
Thank you so much, Jennifer. And it's such a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much for inviting me to this wonderful meeting. And so great to meet you all, Miranda and Amanda. And yeah, so I am a Jikiden Reiki practitioner. I live and work in Vancouver, BC, Canada. As a Reiki practitioner, we practice the original form of Reiki that is practiced exactly as it was practiced and taught in the early 1920s by its founder, Mikao Usui, in Japan. And so the way that I've been taught in person is exactly the way it was done in the 1920s. And so it's a traditional form of Reiki that uses hands-on healing. I practice in a beautiful clinic here in Vancouver where I practice hands-on, but I also offer the Reiki treatments at distance to clients anywhere in the world. So the beautiful thing with Reiki is that you can help people transform at the level of physical, mental, and emotional level. So I have been able to help a lot of clients, supporting them with physical issues like pains, discomforts in their body, illnesses, but also at mental level. A lot of my clients are overwhelmed, anxious, stressed out, and just need, you know, a relief in their life, and feeling some more calmness and peace. And so what happens when they come for a treatment, they can feel so much more calm and at peace. And many clients say, oh, I feel so much taller. You know, it's like their aura has expanded. And so what I can say about Reiki treatments is that it truly transforms you at mental and physical level. So you become healthier, you improve your immune system, you become a calmer person. You know, if you were always stressed, you become calmer and you transform and see things in a different light. So what happens with each treatment, a layer of your mental blocks will be, you know, lifted and removed. So the more treatments, the more you will become yourself, and the more aligned you will be with who you truly are, with your soul and soul alignment. So I'm very passionate about my work. And another thing I love about Reiki is that it's really truly connected with nature, because when you have any illness, you can treat it as Reiki. And the energy that I'm able to transfer through my hands, the universal energy, goes into your body and finds a way to heal whatever needs to be healed. Even if I don't focus on the area where there is a specific pain, the energy still knows where it needs to go, because our bodies want to heal ourselves. And so the universal energy will go where our body needs more support and helps it heal. And so what I can say is that with more Reiki treatments, the less you need of any medicine or drugs, because this is pure natural healing, and it's really good for the environment as a consequence. And so my win is that the owners of the clinic where I work, we have new owners since a few days, and I'm truly excited about their ideas of how to grow the clinic, how to do marketing. So I'm super, super, thankful that I'm working with them, and we are going for a big growth. And further than that, my ask would be, if you know of any clients that would like distant healing, because I assume you're all outside of BC, then I can help you with distant Reiki sessions. And I'm very flexible with my time, and I'm always, happy to help clients find a right time for them to receive a treatment. And I can actually put my information in the chat box. My website is www.reikiwithera.ca. Thank you so much, Jennifer, for this opportunity to talk about my Reiki work. My business is called Reiki with Era. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Such a lovely share. And I think we all are so privileged. We all understand the power of energy healing in our lives and in various capacities. And it's such a gift to have you join our group and be able to support. So thank you for your shares. Please do leave the information in the chat so people can access. That would be great. All right. Unfortunately, there are others, as I said, who aren't able to make it, but they will have the replays. So let's take a moment, because we're at 5:23. This is perfect timing to review our asks and our wins. And if you want to add stuff to the chat, feel free to do so if you haven't had a chance yet. If anyone would like to comment on anything that's been shared so far, feel free to do so. It's a good time to do it right now. Okay, I'll go first. Looks like, all right. So first of all, BC, Amanda, I know that you recently moved from California. Are you familiar with BC? I'm just curious. Have you ever been?
I have not been, but I've been close enough I could see it. I've been in Bellingham. I've been all the way to Bellingham, Washington. But I have a lot of friends in the BC area.
Nice. That's
Yeah.
great to know.
Something to keep in mind, because you mentioned that you are going back and forth to California. You're right now still doing some transitioning from your previous business. So
Yeah.
that you never know. There might be some synergy there with. I want to make sure I say your name correctly. Is it Ira or Ira?
The way it is pronounced is Era, but and so it's a European name, and in North America, it's not known as a female name because it exists as a male name in North America, and it's pronounced as Ira. But in Europe, it's a female name, and it is pronounced as Era.
Yeah. Okay. Thank
So
you
it's
for
different.
Thank you for correcting me. My cousin's name is Ira, so I thought, yeah. So that's where it comes from. So I just want to make
Yes.
sure I respect how to say your name correctly.
Thank you.
And he's that comes from our Finnish background. So we actually say Ira in Finn for male and female. So I wasn't sure your pronunciation if it was correct. So thank you for correcting me.
Thank you. Thanks for asking. No, and actually, I'm so used to people calling me Ira because I don't want to be correcting people, but some people ask, like you, and it's great if you can pronounce my name the way I was called when I grew up. But I'm totally fine with the other way too, because I understand. It's confusing.
I appreciate. Thank you so much for that education. It's important. It's part of our heritage and who we are.
Your email.
Thank you so much.
So that synergy might come in handy at some point. The other part I wanted to share was Amanda had mentioned that Miranda, your names are similar, has the podcast information. So did you have any particular questions for her at this time that you might want to ask?
I feel like what you offered, with being connected with somebody that wants to know how to create a podcast. I would love to get in touch with you later and learn what all it is I need to do. I feel like it's too much of a discussion to have right here, but I did put my email in here so that you could send me the contact information that you mentioned about the police officer who's now an animal communicator. That's a
Okay.
cool transition. And then maybe we could connect later around, if you want to do something that can mentor me into being a podcaster.
Sure.
Okay.
Miranda, I'm just curious. Do you happen to have a lead magnet on? I think you'd mentioned, perhaps I misunderstood, on the something about podcasting. I think you had been working on something about that.
I'm
Would
in
that
the
be a good start?
process, but I don't have something completed yet.
Okay. I was just going to suggest that might be something that she can take a quick look at to get started. But okay, no worries, no pressure. Super. I've got a lot of ideas stewing in my head right now, but I will revisit that later. I just want to be on that timely fashion because I'm sure Shauna will be popping in shortly. But I do want to let everyone know that I do have an app that is almost ready to go, and it's going to be called Stellar Success Academy. And under that, there is a directory that I'm creating with experts around the world who support through sustainability and energy healing and spirituality and business growth and so on. So there's an opportunity there. I'm still learning the technical ease of it all. The platform is the equivalent of a podcast slash Facebook platform. So everything you can do on Zoom, on Facebook, all that stuff can be done on this app. It's a crazy app. it's like an app on steroids. So I'm learning the technical ease. The gentleman who's creating it is telling me it was supposed to be launched last week, but I guess there was some technical glitch. So he has to formalize that. So something to keep in mind, because it is another area of accessibility where you have an opportunity to share your expertise. And on that platform, my goal is to, there's Shauna. Hi, Shauna. Right on time. Look at you. Perfect. So that I just wanted to put that out there. We can revisit that when it's officially out. And if you have more questions, just feel free to reach out to me and ask.